My name's Gabriel Beury-Moore. I'm currently in a relationship, been in one for 3 years. My favorite color is green. I'm a comedian locally. I went to college for culinary arts and nutrition. Immediately decided that I didn't want to do that anymore. Like, post 10 years of my early life working in kitchens, I left. I was just like, I'm done. And so I worked in retail for 5 or 6 years. Worked my way back into the food industry by working for, I do food testing. Sounds interesting at first. It's all Excel spreadsheets. All right. Who is your favorite fictional couple? Ah, shit. I think my favorite fictional couple for the show Seinfeld, it's when Jerry and Elaine dated for like the shortest period of time and then realized that was super weird, but then stayed like really good friends and just hung out for the rest of like the show. Oh, they're definitely not good for each other as a couple. They're both too into their own lives. I chose Jerry and Elaine just because I didn't do the sort of like catastrophic relationship between two friends ending thing. Like, nah, that was weird. I don't like that whatsoever. Let's just go back to what we were. And they maintain it, which was the coolest part. A good example of like the standard for a successful relationship that I see my parents being like the obvious answer. I'm not the child of a divorce just because they're the one relationship I've seen the longest in my entire life because it's lasted my whole life. I might have one friend who isn't the child of divorce, but I was just so used to all of my friends having divorced parents and like seeing mine go through like periods where it was really tumultuous, and I got to be on the sidelines of just like, am I gonna get to have 2 Christmases? This is gonna be dope. But they made it work, and they've been together, they've been married for 30 something years now, 37 years. As much as bickering can happen, they still work it out at the end. I think they're still happy together, but primarily because I think they're also both very codependent on each other. I think the reason why I don't shoot for the same level of relationship that my parents have is because I'd rather not compare my relationship to somebody else's. It's like the thing with Facebook. Like if you're looking at your friends and all of the successes that they're posting and you compare your life to theirs, you're doomed for failure. If I keep comparing my relationship to other people's relationships, then like, I'm just gonna be miserable. I was excited to be a boyfriend when I realized that living by myself wasn't a thing. I spent a lot of my life being very introverted, but then at some point I realized that like I get my energy from other people. I was excited to be a husband for a very brief period of time. I thought I had found the one before realizing that like the idea of the one and there being nobody else is like naive. The probably 150. I realized that the world we live in right now, you can become a husband super fast, but it takes forever to stop that from happening. I recognize that it's like a sort of like childlike fear of like, I don't have an out. But it's like when you carpool with somebody and you go in their car and then you go to a party and you're like, I wanna get the fuck out of here. This party's terrible. But Rick's got the car and I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like that's getting married and not having your out. I am now in a happy relationship because there's a ton of communication. Sometimes I have to go to my therapist and say how I feel about a certain situation, and then most of the time her response is, have you talked to your partner about this? And most of the time the answer is no. And the nice thing is that eventually we get to that communication. We both recognize that for this relationship to work, we have to say everything that is on our mind, and it may hurt that person's feelings, but it would at least set up the relationship for clarification. And 9 times out of 10 for me, I'm just inaccurately telling myself something about what's going on. The best advice I got about dating, you're never done dating. You don't want to become complacent. It hit home a lot when I heard from an ex once that like she felt like we were just roommates. It helped me realize like, I'm not doing my job, and so I need to try harder. Worst part about dating is internet dating. You can get a lot just from like the 3 or 4 photos somebody has on Tinder and their bio. Instead, it's just become like, I like your face, the 3 interests you put up, which is hiking and photography. Let's go meet for coffee. Like, I'm interested in some of the things you're interested in, also you're attractive to me, based on photos that I assume are 100% accurate, which they're not. And then people are weird about like, they didn't like me for some reason. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, you're like, you need to develop something to say. I mean, the way everything goes is that it's all a pendulum swing. And so I think right now there's a big pendulum swing of like internet dating. I think eventually it's gonna swing all the way to the opposite, where people are gonna start going back to getting out, not looking at their phones in the middle of dates, actually communicating with people they've never met before. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter on all the same handle. It's just the Gabriel Moore. I try to make it as easy as possible. Or follow the show that I produce with my friend Krista Rollins at Portland House of Music. See what's going on. Oh, thank God it's not sealed. I can't tell if this is like literal, having to do with Bernie Sanders. I'm gonna take it literally. I would rather feel the burn internally. I'm gonna shit fire. Okay, what is this? What is this? Is this safe to consume? Is there stuff other than vanilla extract in here? I ought to be able to like figure out what's in this just because taste testing is my job. Oh, that's not so bad. I was expecting worse. It's gonna make driving home fun though. God, butterscotch, Dr. McGillicuddy's, and lemonade vodka. You can call this a lovely bucket of yuck. Thank you for watching Serial Monogamists. You should check out all the other episodes before mine if you haven't already, and then you should just subscribe and see the rest of them as they come out, because this show's dope, and you're stupid for not doing that. So, thank you.